Hey Patreon, once again guys, thank you for your support. This is actually a request from Campbell. He put a request in for some breakdowns of plays out of the Cowboys playbook. I am a big doubles person. I always like the formations, just kind of my preference. The gun doubles in the Cowboys isn't the best formation as far as some plays. I typically like to have some type of an outside, like a slant, like an outside corner route with a slot wide receiver. But there's enough good plays in here that you can actually build into it. So we're going to be taking a look at like kind of a mega scheme. It's going to be two different formations we're going to jump into. It's going to be the doubles offset and then the tight Y off weak. This will basically provide our ability to attack both sides of the field, and it gives me some good plays that I like to use in the passing concepts. Now, the one adjustment we're going to make for this particular play comes with, I believe it's going to be the RPO zone or alert glance, which is basically a zone run. I'd rather have the 0-1 trap. These trap plays are really good, or I might sprinkle in an outside zone, but I think the 0-1 trap is a little bit better. So all the other plays we're going to leave as the same, and I'll just kind of show you how I'd like to break those down based on our reads. The formation when I come out of the huddle is going to be the gun doubles offset. And the play I'm going to swap out is going to be the top play, which essentially is going to be a flanker spot for slants. And then the red zone play typically is verticals, which, you know, verticals is a very generic play. It's really not that great out of a doubles formation. We're going to use the red zone scissors because it has a nice little post route. It's got a corner route by the running back. It's a very unique route. And then we've got a lot of other things that we can work with. And then the other play, which I believe out of the play design, the stock audibles play action go dig. I like the play action go slot cross. The cross actually gets in the middle of the field in a very unique place, beats man zone coverages. So we're going to go and play around with that, and that's going to be our other audible. Now, out of the huddle, I'm going to usually call either one of two different plays. I'm either going to call the power O, but if I get an opponent that's running a lot of zone coverages, I'm going to use the halfback draw. But for the sake of this breakdown, we're just going to use the power O and just see if we can break some runs off with this. So once again, we're going to use the power O, and I'm going to run this against random nickel defenses just so we can get a feel for what our opponent likes to do. Now, here's the cool thing about this particular formation and using the power O as your base play. This is going to give you an initial read of what type of coverage that you're reading. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to use the gray line by the slot receiver with the alignment of the defender above him, and it's going to tell you whether you got cover 3, cover 2, man coverages, or cover 4. If you take a look at the man over Brown, he's slightly shaded on the outside of the gray line. And then if you look at Lamb's defender over that guy, he's actually straight up. So this is a cover 3 shell. So we can run any kind of a cover 3 beater that we want to go with. Now, one of the best plays for cover 3 to beat an opponent with is going to be this flanker spot. And then what we can do is we can essentially streak up gallop and make our progressions from there. And here's your cover 3 beater with the tight end. So we'll just go in instant replay, show you how we can pick either side to actually go ahead and beat. So I know with cover 3, this guy's a deep third. He's going to have to defend that. I've got a flat route underneath this, which will pull out the cloud zone. And I can actually go and throw this passing lane because these yellow zones are basically going to stick and they're not going to go past the lines right there. So we're just going to go and throw that ball and just pick up an easy completion. You might want to wait for a little bit more for this guy to carry a little bit further, and you can actually hit that sideline for easy completion. But I'm somebody who doesn't like to hold on the ball. I like to get rid of it really quick. Now, on the back side, what we have is we have this basically whip route, dig route, which is a really easy concept. And basically, you look underneath, and then you go above top of it if the defenders come down and bite. So you can see how this guy actually came down and bite the whip. So you can hit this route right here. So that really makes it difficult for your opponent to use or weigh two different routes because there's such a distance away if you can read cover 3 from the initial read. So let's go ahead and take a look at it again. Now we've got guys shading on the inside. We've got a guy that's actually on the outside, which might be some type of a cover 6 alignment. So let's just go back to this play again. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get Galba past the coverages. And you can see right there, that's a cover 6. Because the defender came down, he pressed it, but he also has to defend the flat. So you just can go back to it and just assume it's cover 6 with that. So we're just going to watch this guy streak up. He's got to play a deep half, so he's got to play both of these defenders. and then we're going to just go ahead and throw this guy down the sideline because he has to defend the flat route. So that's your little check down. Let's take a look at the backside right here, see what we got going on. Cover 4, once again, whip route was a fast, easy read. And you can see how this guy comes down and bites for the whip, so you basically can hit this dig right on the backside. Go back to the run again. We got shade to the outside. This is probably cover 3. And we just wait for our hole right there. Now what's cool about noticing cover 3, you know those outside defenders are not going to play run fits, so they're going to fall back on the zone if you see you guys running a lot of cover 3, and you can actually hit to the outside. So watch these guys. They don't react to the run at all. He flips his back completely out of the play. The other guys are completely out of the play. And right here, we're just going to go ahead and hit this little run right here. And if this user defender actually gets basically bottled up into the line, you can pick up some pretty good yards on the ground. Now conversely, we can go to the inside zone. You just want to try to look for the double teams and run it off to the left side. So this is going to give you a dual rushing attack, off to the right and off to the left. So that's what I like, having these two different plays to go and use. So let's go ahead and take a peek once again. Got basically man alignment. This might be some type of a hole coverage right here. So we're going to go and streak up gallop, and we're going to watch the defenders. Since it's man, I know this whip route is going to basically go ahead and get separation, so that's just another area that I can check to with this particular flanker split play. So that's what I love about it. Now, inside alignment right here, but this is a double AGAP, so this particular play is not necessarily the best play against basically, to read for coverages, but inside zones are very effective against basically against a double AGAP, so that's why it's nice to have an inside zone in your back pocket if you run into somebody that runs a lot of double AGAPs. All right, it's going to go back to basically flanker spot. You can throw this spot route really quick. That's kind of an anticipation throw against man coverages. So if you get a man read, you can go back to spot and just leave it stock. And once again, if you see a double AGAP, should basically get some pretty good running lanes off the double AGAP. So he's going to have to bring his user down real quick. So if he jumps into that double AGAP, just go ahead and quick snap that particular play. All right, so once again, it looks like we got some type of man coverages here. Here's the other play I like to use. It's going to be red zone scissors. My preference is to streak up the tight end. So we're going to go back to that again. Streak up the tight end, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my outside receiver and put him in a smoke route. Why I do this is because it gives me just a faster read on man or zone coverages and tells me where I'm going to go with my progressions a little bit faster. So if the guy comes biting down, I know I can basically hit that route right there with the running back if I get a nice pass leverage. But I've also got the crosser on the backside that I can go ahead and do against my opponent. So see these guys pressed right here? Most likely man, cover 2 man. Guy comes down. And then basically you're just going to go and hit that route on the backside with the in route if he chases the running back route. So let's just go back, take a look at this again. Looks like man coverages. So we're going to go ahead, smoke this guy up. And right here, you can see how that running back actually, the guy doesn't come up, he floats down, and I can go and check it down to this little flat route right over here. So this is why I do this. It gives me fast and easy to read. I know that guy's wide open. This guy's clearing out the zone. I can throw this right here, but this defender is actually coming down and playing this. So what I want to do is I want to just go and hit this smoke route and just pick up the 5 or 6 yards. Sometimes you'll get more than that if you let the play develop a little bit more. So right here we got press coverage. We got over the top cover, or basically another defender over there. So let's just go back to this route because we've got leverage on the left-hand side. So we're going to smoke this guy up. Going to watch gallop right away. And you're going to go and check that down. Now, one other thing you can do too if you anticipate some man coverages is you can go ahead and put your one defender and put him on or take your wide receiver on the slot and put him on a hitch or put him on a curl. And this basically will give you kind of like a fast read. So we're going to go ahead and streak up the tight end. And you can see right here the deep comeback route was wide open, which I was actually throwing to, but I stayed a little bit too heavy in the pocket. But I'm watching this guy right here. He comes up, he curls up, he takes 2 defenders, but this guy comes in and squeezes. This deep comeback route was wide open. There's no way he's completely out of position to come back to the sideline, so that's where I'm going with the ball. Conversely, I've got this route combination over off the right-hand side. I can throw this guy right over the middle of the field. And then I've also got this route combination over here. I've got basically the flat, and then I've got the corner route by the running back. So that's kind of the concept that you can go with. So let's just got basically cover 3 looks. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to jump into the last play, which is going to be play action go slot cross. And we're going to go ahead and set up the following setup like so. Man coverage is lamb because the guy's off coverage. I can hit that as a very fast read. Once I get the back, I can hit that for an easy completion. But I've got basically cover 3 beaters on the back side right here. So let's just go ahead and show this again to you. Let's go ahead and see this. And coverage, see the back, just go ahead and get that completion. And, you know, obviously you can go ahead and rack it and pick up some more yards. Inside shading, this might be cover 3. So we're going to do basically just a little hitch route. Guy comes out right here. And we're going to come back to that ball. So got rid of that ball a little bit late. Basically what you want to do is you want to try to go ahead and low ball that. And try to get the crosser. So thing right there, so I didn't sail it and get it to the middle safety, is I basically threw it and pass leaded it off to the right. And that kind of worked for me right there. So you want to pass lead it back off to the left, so back away from the advisor, or from where the running back is going. I'm going to set this up once again. Now I do keep the running back route out here as a check down that I can go ahead and throw to my running back. But I like this mini mesh concept that we have with the tight end and with the running back. And that's going to open up this route. So these guys aren't catching balls right now. They're just dropping it, and we've got some miss throws. So not usually what's going to happen a lot when you're playing the game. Go ahead and look at this. Man coverage back. Go ahead and just get an easy completion with the little curl route. So let's take a look at basically another play that we can jump into. We're going to take a look at flanker spot. How I like running flanker spot right now is like so. I like a whip route underneath the corner route, and then I'm going to streak up the running back because that's going to give me some easy man zone reads. And it's really about trying to get that particular route open for you. Now, if you take a look at the defender was actually underneath the route, so that's actually just it's not a good throwing decision to do that. So we're going to watch the running back right there and make our progressions from there. So as you can see, just didn't get the ball off. It's just these guys are coming off the edge, and they're going to make things a little bit difficult for me. Now, I've got basically the running back route is another area to go with as far as like a route to kind of catch your opponent off guard. So if he's running a lot of like zone coverages, that's going to catch him off guard. If you want to go ahead and make a faster read instead of the whip route, you can just do basically a flat route that's going to pull a defender out there a little bit quicker. The only problem is he's not going to get separation against any type of man coverages. He's usually, if it's man coverages out there, that route is not necessarily going to be that great. But this is why I like to have this route right here with the running back out there, is that if it's zone coverages and he's undercovered, you can hit him on the backs behind the line. Now, another play I like to use is curls. However, I like to go ahead and run it like so. So I'm going to run it like this. Man coverages. This is where I like to go ahead and do that particular play. And I can streak up the running back once again. Keep my opponent honest. Same type of coverage assignments back here. But you can see how that defender will get into that passing lane. So you have to take that into consideration. So that's where I like the trip set side of this passing concept. Is that I feel like CD Lamb is going to basically get better separation because the computer actually has to take care of that running back that's actually shooting up. So that's what I like about that. Flood play. This is not going to be a play I'm going to use a lot, but I do like having just a quick out underneath that in. And that allows me to attack my opponent on the flat side over here and just keep him honest with that. And then let's go ahead and go back to flood again. You could conceptually go ahead and do a in route with the running back, and that kind of gives you like a mesh concept. But I just like fast reads. I like getting rid of the ball as quick as possible. I don't like letting plays develop. When I'm making my offenses set up, I want a very fast, easy progressions. So I think that for the most part, what I like, my preference is just doing quick outs and just clearing out a zone and actually throwing underneath it. So this is how I'm going to go ahead and run this particular play. I've got basically a sales concept off to the right, which is going to take a lot of time to develop. I've got my quick read and then my quick switch above it, which is user territory, but you've also got the sale concept off to the left. So we've got basically the tight end, my fast read, outs, and then we've got sale, which not the best play at all. I like the other concept, which is going to be flanker spot. I just think that break is a little bit better. Now you could go ahead and just do a standard streak to try to go and break those guys up a little bit. But you can see these guys are giving up some edge pressure against 6 people, so you got to make your reads a little bit quicker on that. 0-1 trap, nice little play to go and throw in. And really, what we're going to do is we're going to run behind the center. He's going to kind of tell us where we're going to go at. So this defensive line just basically destroyed this offensive line. Let's just go back to that again. Watch the center. There you go. So pretty good blocking right there. So one good run, one good bad run that you're going to use. So this is just a quick scheme that I haven't even labbed too much. Just these is conceptual ideas and what I do. Flanker spot, definitely good play. Red zone scissors was definitely a good play. This is going to get you over the middle against cover 3. So you can have a kind of a setup like this. And it's about taking that shot over the middle of the field against your opponent and having everything underneath it. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. I'll be rolling out some more playbooks for you, just tying up basically 49ers playbook. But I just wanted to get this to you. So once again, thank you for support, guys. Until next time.